Good morning, Pickleball Nation. This is Scott Golden joining you live at the 2021 PPA Atlanta, Georgia Open. We've got an early start to this match. We had to finish a commercial real quick before we could go live. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. We've got Parenteau on the far right with Riley Newman, squaring off against Irina Tereschenko and Callan Dawson. Parenteau, originally from Canada, is now living in Bonita Springs, Florida, works with Simone Jargin at her academy, as well as does her own clinics across the country, sponsored with Paddle Tech and Takea water bottles. Riley Newman out of Arizona, living in Arizona, I should say. Normally plays with his sister, Lindsay Newman, but for whatever reason, unknown to me, he's not playing with her this tournament. He's with Parenteau, which is quite the pickup. Scores 2-1-1. Parenteau, 27 years of age, pro player for a couple of years now, comes from a tennis background. Riley Newman is from a basketball background. One interesting fact about him, he and his sister were college basketball referees before they became pro pickleball players. Riley Newman obviously sponsored with Selkirk and also Takea water bottles. This is game one. We're coming in live here after that match with Tyson McGuffin and Annalie Waters beating Deckel Barr and Corinne Carr just before this. This is a beautiful Friday morning here at the Atlanta, Georgia Open. This is mixed pro doubles day. Yesterday we saw all the live action up to the semifinals of the men's and women's pro singles. Had some interesting dynamics yesterday, some good upsets and some nice battles. Today, a completely different animal in mixed doubles day. Like I said, Riley Newman out of Phoenix, Arizona, 28 years of age. Been playing pro doubles, mixed doubles, and some singles for quite a while now. On the other side of the net, you've got Callan Dawson, 30 years old, out of Carlsbad, California. One of the most consistent players on the tour. Off to a little bit of a slow start here on Championship Court. He's sponsored with Pro Kinetics. His dad and mom, Steve and Jennifer Dawson. Some big pickleball names and influencers in the sport, especially out on the West Coast. They represent Pro Kinetics very well. It's a nice shot there. Callan Dawson, like I said, one of the most consistent players, most consistent dinkers. He's steady, he's disciplined. He stays real low, and just tries to wait for his opportunities. He waits in that disciplined, crouching mode better than anybody I've seen out here. He's not gonna really speed the ball up most of the time. He's gonna wait to counterpunch and then wait till you mess up or leave one up a little too high. He also holds it like a ping pong grip, which is kind of unique and special about pickleball, is you can be a pro player and not have a traditional tennis background. He holds it more like a table tennis player, similar to the lefty out of the 585, Rob Cassidy, up in Rochester, New York. Rob's here today playing mixed doubles as well. I know when I came on the scene 4.5 years ago, Callan Dawson was around playing tournaments, was doing very well. Then he disappeared for two years or so. In the middle of that, he was MIA from pickleball while he was going to firefighter school. And now he's back on the scene, doing very well at tournaments. He and DJ Young, out of the same area in California, took the men's pro gold at the World Pickleball Championship in February of this year. So he's already got a championship title under his belt this year. And then you've got the amazing and ultra talented Irina Tereschenko. Tereschenko has a big tennis background. I believe played at the University of Arizona. She currently lives in Tucson, Arizona. She's 38 years old. She's the savvy veteran of the group. Moves extremely well on the court. One of the most beautiful and consistent backhand slice shots, whether she's dinking, dropping, or attacking. She loves that backhand. Very smart player. Loves to Ernie. Probably one of the most athletic females on the tour. It's a good ball. She left it up a little too high. Riley Newman loves to use that length. He's got that long grip handle on that Selkirk paddle of his. I believe that's the power version of the Vanguard. The Mach 6, I believe.
Attention players, we are looking for a team to be on 16B.
It's a great play by Catherine Parenteau there.
And Newman.
Able to hit just down. They're getting the right angle. Callan Dawson couldn't do anything with it.
And Jackie Leverton, report to 16B so your match can be started.
You'll notice Riley Newman, also one of the most consistent male players on the tour, holds the paddle with a two-hand, and he's really two-hand driven, although he can hit a nice shot with a forehand. He really likes to set up on his backhand. Has a unique style of dinking, uses top spin instead of back spin. Typically won't see him slicing the ball at all. Oh, good discipline. That's what I was talking about. He knew that ball was going to go out. Dawson let that ball fly, and it ended up in his favor there. 8-4-2. 8-4-2. One thing Catherine Parenteau does really well is when she's at the non-volley zone, when she's attacked, she has a unique ability to reset, kind of jumps a little bit, and uses her shield, the paddle, to block back into the kitchen, and then she can turn defense into offense very quickly. So I want to correct myself on something I said earlier. Our research staff just informed me that Riley Newman did play D1 tennis I was under the impression he was a college basketball player, but actually he's more tennis than basketball. But he did referee and officiate basketball at college, so I was correct about that. But thank you to our investigative team, keeping me on my toes here all the time. I believe it's 6-10. Second serve. Good coverage there in the middle from Irina Tereschenko. All right, that's a wrap for game one. Pretty significant win there, 11-6 in game one. Catherine Parenteau and Riley Newman, just another day in the office. I think Callan Dawson started off a little slow early in that match, and Newman and Parenteau were able to get a lead early. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to the action. This is Scott Golden at the Atlanta Open. See you soon.
The 2021 Acratech Atlanta Open is brought to you by the Pro Pickleball Association, by Durafast 40 Outdoor Pickleball, Acratech Sports Surfaces, by Takea Insulated Stainless Hydration, DUPR Dreamland Universal Pickleball Rating, by Fila Pickleball, and by Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good.
All right, guys, that was a 2-minute intermission as they switched ends. 11-6 final, game one for Parenteau and Newman. They have played before in the past on occasion while Lindsay Newman was having her baby. She took a little hiatus, and now in game two, Irina Tereschenko serving to Catherine Parenteau. Irina Tereschenko visibly frustrated, pretending to throw her paddle down on the ground, but obviously did not. But her body language, not too good right there. She's got to pick it up, get her mental game going. That's good stuff by Callan Dawson. He recognized that his partner was frustrated a little bit. He took over, got that point for him on that rally. dinking here. It's 2-1-1. Irina Tereschenko with an unforced error there after mini dinks. She just shrugged her shoulders, put her hands up, and almost just frustrated with herself for missing that easy dink. Oh boy, that's tough right there. Good defense by Tereschenko on that Ernie from Riley Newman. He slides across the middle looking for an attack, but it just wasn't there. The ball too low, but he was already committed there. 3-1-2, both teams stacking the traditional way. The guys on the ad side or the left side, the females on the right. When it's an even score, they'll be in their normal boxes. When it's an odd score, they'll be in the odd box, and the partner just slides out to their right. It's called stacking. You see it a lot at the pro level. They want to keep the guys' forehand typically in the middle. The females are really good at going cross court with their dinks on the forehand side. And they like those guys to stay aggressive in the middle, sliding over like that right there. Now they're back to an unstacking position in the middle of the point, but see, they'll go back right to where they were. Great job by Tereschenko and Dawson there, finishing off that rally. 3-2-2. Catherine Parenteau in women's doubles is pretty aggressive. She likes to rip on the ball and fly around the court, but in mixed doubles, she tries to be the steady rock of the team. You're going to see her just reset and dink a lot. She will speed it up if they leave it up, but she's pretty disciplined. She's going to stay pretty focused on being the steady person that sets up the point for Riley. Riley likes to finish. Riley Newman known for his defense, but at the same time, sometimes he gets caught in situations like we just saw, and that ball gets hammered past his partner. Good leave there from Riley Newman. That's what he likes to do. He'll speed it up first. He believes in his hands and he trusts his hands. And when he gets in those firefights, he knows when those balls are going to be going out. He lets those go better than any pro that I know about. Callan Dawson as well. He's very disciplined. He knows when those balls are going to be headed out. 2-4-1. We got a ball on the court, so they're going to redo that. Go back to 2-4-1. On the far court, you've got Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova battling against Lauren Stratman and Patrick Smith. Team Electrum versus Team Onyx. Now some verbal and physical frustration from Tereschenko as she misses that dink at the top of the net as well. She's got to pull that together, eliminate some of these unforced errors, giving a clear advantage to Newman and Parenteau. Callan Dawson, a man of few words. He lets his play speak on the court. You'll notice he likes to take a lot of the balls out of the air when they're hitting thirds and also dinking, where Tereschenko likes to let them bounce. And a lot of the pros like to let them bounce first, but he leans in and tries to take take as much out of the air as possible. Does two things. It takes time away from the opponent, and also it gives him the ability to attack at any point when he feels that ball is left up just a little. And now a 3-point differential based on some unforced errors from Tereschenko and Dawson. At this level, the ball comes back so much. You think you have a put away, and it's just not. There's the attempted Ernie.
Attention players, we are looking for
That's too good right there. Callan Dawson just being patient, setting that point up, constructing it nicely. And when he got his opportunity to lift the ball, hit the ball that got lifted from Newman, Dawson put it away past the forehand of Parenteau there. Excellent job. He's not winning a lot of those exchanges right now in the firefights against Newman. So Dawson needs to reset those balls and get back up there, slowing that ball down. He does not want to get into those firefights with Riley Newman, or Catherine Parenteau for that matter. They both attack very well. They both have quick speed at the net and hands. And although Callan Dawson's extremely consistent and has steady hands, fast hands, he's not going to win a lot of those battles. Scores 2-8-1 there. In a pretty big deficit here, 6 points in game 2. Being down a game, it feels like a mountain to climb up, but they can do it. We saw yesterday, Jay Duvillier was down 10-2 to Zane Navratil and came all the way back, 10-0 run. Ended up winning 12-10 in that second game, so we know it can happen. You just have to catch fire. This is what happens when you make the players hit one extra. Callan Dawson wiping his hands off. He's got a turn of grip, looks like on his paddle, which soaks up the sweat pretty well, but it's getting a little warm here in Atlanta, Georgia today at the Lifetime Fitness. Great defense by both players there. Oh, that was good. That was good. He clipped the net on the Ernie, but either way, I think that was going to be a tough shot for Catherine to return. Scores 9-2-2. 7-point differential here. There's just too many unforced errors right now from Tereschenko and Dawson. Between the two of them, the score is now 10-2 as Riley Newman and Catherine Parenteau look to close out this game too. It's a good reaction from Tereschenko as she took that ball right off the net cord that it clipped. It's a good serve by Tereschenko. That's great execution. you noticed Callan Dawson ran around that backhand dink and then sped the ball up middle and then recovered really well on the forehand. He knew that was going to come back to him, so great anticipation there. That ball didn't miss by a lot. I like his mindset there. He tried to speed it up from below the net. Just missing long. Ah, that's a great ball from Riley Newman. Just attacking it. Tereschenko Dawson come up short, 11-6, 11-3 as Newman and Parenteau move on. Remember the format that we're utilizing here at the Atlanta Open. You cannot come back after losing in the pro division. We're going to take a quick break. This is Scott Golden. We'll be back to the action soon. Stay tuned.